Well, I've been sitting here on this dock by the bay, watching my blue skies turn to gray. Didn't know if I should run or stay.
Hey everybody, we are actually in the
So I pulled up Mike's weather page, 'cause Mike's weather page, you know he's got the news to keep you safe. Mike's weather page is only a click or two away. Well, I admit that I had one or a few, 'cause I was down and I was feeling blue. But then I clicked on Mike's fan page. I saw all my friends now, I'm okay. 'Cause Mike's weather page, you know he's got the news to keep you safe. Mike's weather page is only a click or two away. We all know Mike's a real fun guy. He'll track the storms as they blow by. But when the drunk donkey comes out to play, Miss Julie, take his phone away. 'Cause Mike's weather page, you know he's got the news to keep you safe.
Good morning, everybody. What's happening? We are live. It's Wednesday. Tracking the tropics as we are entering a busy few months. So what's up, Rhonda? Good morning. Good morning, Eric. Good morning, Nancy. Good morning, Suzanne. Good morning, Paul. What's up, peeps? New song, Alicia. Yes. It's a good one. I'm gonna tune her down though. See if I remember to click all the right buttons here. This was Ada last year down to Key Largo, if you're wondering. And look at that. So let's close out some windows. I got snoring puppies on my lap. Who should we see first? Morning. Cheers. I think I'm going to do Hunter first. Now Louie was jealous yesterday, but Louie's laying on me, so we're gonna do Hunter first, as we say our good mornings here from Oldsmar, Florida. So, first day of school, and as predicted, the bus is late. But guess what? I forgot Julie's home today, so I don't have to stand out there. The bus is not here yet. The bus is supposed to be here at 9:06. The bus is always late. This is our yearly tradition on Mike's weather page. Me out front, stomping up and down, waiting on the bus. So tomorrow could be a little tricky. Sometimes I just had Sarah out there and I watched the webcam, and when I seen the bus coming, I'd run out there. So good morning. All right, so what is going on? All right, so this is the time of year we get a lot of people that are new, a lot of people coming back. So welcome. I am Mike. Obviously, this is Hunter. We talk tropics. I talk about a lot of things. We usually talk a good hour. So if you get frustrated because I'm not going right into it, I apologize, but that's what we do. It's kind of like a romper room. We have a bunch of good people in here, a lot of family. Nothing's official from what I say. If you want official information, always go to National Weather Service or National Hurricane Center. So get that out of the way. What's up, Elisa? But we are obviously tracking Fred, so we're going to get down into it real quick. So hey to YouTubers, what's up, Jennifer? Yeah, the buses are always late. And I get it. Julie said the car line at Eastlake for Emily was like down to Landsbrook, which is almost a mile. Traffic nightmare in McMullen Booth. All right, so first and foremost, huge shout out to ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. We started doing these Facebook Lives several years ago, and they support Drunk Donkey Nation and Mike's weather page. So big thanks to them. They are family owned and operated, kind of like our website. Our MWP family is a bunch of cool peeps, man, from around the world. So big thanks to ABC. They're located here in Florida. So if you're ever in Florida, make sure you stop by. You can buy Hurricane Hunter beer. Wish my can isn't here. I don't know where it went. Oh, here it is. I got it in my koozie. Hurricane Hunter beer available at ABC. Eric, I do remember that lightning strike. Oh my God. I had a bunch of people fan share the picture. We did a live last night at 6 o'clock. And scared the bejesus out of me. Did you remember that, little buddy? You didn't jump. All right, let's say hi to Louie, and then we'll get right down into it. Yeah, the dogs snore, Ashley. They do snore. Hey, listen, by the way, real quick, we're pretty excited. Shelly's been rolling out our new page, and I want to show something here real quick because our buddy Jason's in here. See if I can find it real quick. We got a cool section in our new page. Where is it? All right, so this is that is part of our private group. Now, Jason is part of Furman Generators, and he's got he answers questions. And if you're in the group, make sure you take advantage of that, because we also have Tammy Kent, big power restoration first responder assessment team, really big in the power industry. She's in there too, so I'm pretty excited about them helping our family with questions that you guys might have about generators. And generator safety is huge. You know, I think, don't quote me on this, but I think the number one death with Ada last year was generators. This is Louis, by the way. Generator safety is huge. Big, big, big. You cannot run generators inside because of carbon monoxide. So please, if you got a generator, be safe. So many people die because of generator fumes, running their generators inside their garages. Carbon monoxide is a deadly killer. And so anyway, I got my generator block put in a couple days ago. I'm so excited. I hope we lose power now. Because we could do this sucker live. We did one last week with no power. Remember, that was a memorable moment. First time I ever did a Facebook Live with no power. We did it. We ran the whole show on generator. Remember that, Louie? Yeah, this is Louie. Louie's the man. What's up, Andrew? All right, so we're going to talk tropics. Greg says that yeah, I know, Greg. So there's Greg. He didn't mean to overstep your power there, Greg, but he did post that. So Furman's coming out with 60 new units with CU shutoff or carbon shutoff. That is, oh my God. That's cool to know, man, Greg. So yeah, there you go. Furman, the official generator of Mike's Twitter page. Check it out. All right, so Louis, so we're going to talk tropics. We got Fred, man. Fred is not playing by the rules. We're going to get a new track at 11 o'clock. And we're going to talk about everything that's going to happen. A lot of people worried, but listen, right now, we're looking at a tropical storm officially. So first off, oh, there's a school bus. Oh, what is that, Louis? Did you hear it? Oh, Louis hears it. Oh, he knows what that sound is. He's like, what the hell? That's the school bus, buddy. Remember that? He's going to go run to the door. Oh. Okay. The school bus is here. All right, so the 8 o'clock advisory just came out. And 8 o'clock advisory does not change the cone. All the 8 o'clock advisory does is it puts a new position out and an update on wind speed. All right, and you can learn a lot. This is really tricky. So the 8 o'clock advisory, I posted this a second ago, but the hurricane hunters are out there right now, and they're finding that the center is actually not going northwest like it was expected to do. So we could be watching a track change here. So when you see the 8 o'clock advisory here, it obviously has ticked itself more to the west. So what does that mean? Well, it could mean the cone might shift a little bit come 11 o'clock, which also could mean a little less mountain interaction on the south side. So the whole question the whole time is going to be this: what the heck happens while it crosses Hispaniola? So the high mountains of the Dominican Republic definitely is going to disrupt circulation, and until it passes Haiti and Dominican Republic, we won't know too much. But we do know basically, that the NHC is expecting a tropical storm with 65-mile-an-hour winds nearing potentially landfall in the Panhandle late Sunday. So that really hasn't changed. The only thing that's changed, we've had a little shifts to the east, keeping that center very close to the coast. So if it does survive, and we do get a developing system, then we could still see some nasty squalls. We could see some surge. Remember, the east side of the system is the stronger side. Counterclockwise flow in off of the Gulf of Mexico will ignite these squall lines and enable them to impact the peninsula. So don't get caught off guard. Some of these squalls can be, pretty nasty, and they can also produce tornado water spouts. But the big question we're going to show here is what happens basically here to here before we worry about here. The environment is supposed to be a little bit more favorable for development into the weekend. So we'll just have to see how much land interaction. If this thing gets too close to Cuba, like we saw with Irma, the south side will be crossing dry mountainous and air, and it will have a hard time regenerating fast. If it goes a little to the north of Cuba, then it'll have a little bit more better window to develop faster. So land is key. More land, weaker storm. Less land, stronger storm. So there you go. What's up? Teresa's in the Keys. Put your baby pepper plants in the patio, Rebecca. Well, I don't know. I think pepper plants are very important. East side is typically worse. Correct. The dirty side. Hey, by the way, look at this. I forgot I was going to open this. This is from Sandy Hoff. She has been helping Shelly tremendously, and she said she's got a box, and it came yesterday. So I told her I'd open it. It's supposed to be for showing Vorticity, and it is. Oh my God! It's a new adult toy. Everybody knows we love adult toys on our page. Oh God! Oh my God! It's a new stacking toy. Oh, look at that! There's me playing with it. Are you crazy, Sandy? Oh my God. So there we go. This is our Vorticity map. Now we have two of them. This one's a little more fun for the dogs. so thanks. Oh, it's all wire tied. I can't rip it up. Well, Sandy, I told you I'd open it. That's pretty funny. This is all the different levels of the atmosphere. Lower level, mid-level, and upper level winds. And we use these toys to describe Vorticity. So now I have more adult toys to play with. Crazy, right? So what are we talking about Vorticity? All right, so the hurricane hunters are out there right now. This is what they're finding. A pretty sloppy looking system. This is all its tropical tidbits, but there's our latest fix, 1007 pressure. Not really organized yet. The pressures haven't dropped, so that's good news. I still have Puerto Rico radar up here, and you can see it passing by earlier today. And it had a really odd band to the north. So there's our Puerto Rico, Virgin Islands, got a little bit of lingering this morning. There's our system heading off towards Dominican Republic. Puerto Rico, pretty dry right now. There's a big band to the north, but that's not going to impact Puerto Rico. So that's all the radar we got. The structure of our system is not particularly the best. Yesterday it looked a whole lot better, but center is somewhere right here, and it's starting to get a little fire, but it's going to have to cross these mountains today before we really know anything. Once it clears, heck, it could do that. Who knows? That's this little passage here. We've seen a lot of storms do that. So like I keep saying, watch, wait, and see. Man, we watch these things in real time, and that's what we're doing today. So nobody really knows anything, but intensity models, take them with a grain of salt. I don't think they're always that accurate, but they are trending upwards on full Fred once it gets into the Gulf. Only a couple of them are showing a hurricane, so that's good. Here's another look here in Tropical Tidbits. You can see it kind of lost a lot this morning. It was a big ball when I woke up, and then it weakened up some. So the structure's definitely struggling a little bit. Here is a little better map. Here we can look at some winds. We can look at lower level surface winds, or basically elongated, very, 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 there's an upper level low expected to come in. There's a little, or a high, there's a little high pressure to the west, bringing in some shear. Here's 850. Just not looking very good at all. It's never really closed off that lower circulation. There's 700 millibar, and there's 500 millibar. So it's got decent mid-level, but it's just not that good looking right now. So if you say, hey, good looking, you ain't talking to Fred. All right, so we got big rainstorm. Always look at the keynotes here from NHC. Obviously, they're talking about flooding potential today for Dominican Republic. That's short term. Here's the Bahamas. There's a risk of wind rainfall for Florida beginning Friday in the Keys, spreading northward through the peninsula and the Panhandle this weekend. Too soon to determine the exact timing, location, or magnitude. Sounds like an earthquake. We get an earthquake? Morning, Jim. How's it going, buddy? Hey, Bobby. Yeah, it's what happens after that is very questionable. And you know what? If this thing stays farther south, here's the latest spaghetti models. We're going to get 00Z any second. This is what happens during our live. They get posted. There's a 12Z. So they did kind of shift back a little bit to the west, man. So, classic windshield wiper effect. Man, yesterday is almost the exact same spot. They shifted back to the east a little bit. Now they're shifting back to the west a little bit. These are your latest models. Notice all the Cuba interaction. Yesterday we were talking about, a lot of the modeling was suggested here, but with all this land interaction, it'll be hard for this system to organize until it clears all this. So the Keys, at least lower Florida, this is definitely your best case scenario right now, is that this thing ends up being just a sloppy rainmaker. And again, timing, like the NHC said, Friday afternoon we can definitely starting to see squall lines coming in. We could have a system that's here and still have squall lines affecting the South Florida. So it's really important not to focus on the center line of where the center is going to be. NHC might say the center's here, but that means we're going to start to see squall lines, obviously way in front. And that's why they have this one graphic, which is great. The earliest timing possible of tropical storm force winds. And here you go, Friday, 8 p.m. So that means squall lines can work their way up into Florida as early as Friday night for the lower parts of Florida. That doesn't mean that's where the center is going to be. That just means where the squall lines can be. All right, so let's look at impacts. Everybody wants to know that. Let's look at all the models. And before, I'm going to talk about this later, but we do have Invest 95 out here. It's up to 40%. This one looks like it's following the exact same path as Fred. And this one's going to be impacting the islands this weekend. So when Fred's somewhere up here, this little guy is going to be somewhere down here. So this little guy is going to be watched. It looks pretty healthy. Looked really healthy yesterday. We'll talk about that later. We'll go into that more. I just want to talk about all the impacts of Fred. And then we got another wave coming off Africa. So we got warm waters. Nice day in the Outer Banks. Nice day. Good job up there. My daughter is addicted to Outer Banks. She's watched every episode 10 times. Flintstones, yep. Oh, I meant to share that. Look, I meant to post that. What the hell, man? That's the official breakfast cereal of MWPs right here. Fruity Pebbles. We're all a bunch of Fruity Pebbles. So I pulled that up. I wanted to share that. Fruity Pebbles. So new track at 11. This is going to be interesting because this thing keeps tracking along farther west. This is going to really shake up the models. It's going to put more land over Cuba, which means a weaker system down the road, hopefully. So nobody's wishing this thing to be anything. HWRF, John. Yeah, let's show you that. Yabba dabba doo. But MJO is the big topic we talk about all the time. It's just a favorable condition that allows thunderstorms to brew, and we are under an enhanced MJO stage. So that's kind of why the tropics are popping a little bit right now. We'll get into that MJO here in a little bit. All right, so here is this official track. Again, timing would put the eye. This would be 2 a.m. Saturday morning. That would be the latest NHC track. 2 a.m. So landfall early Saturday if we're going to get it down here in South Florida, the Keys. This would be 2 a.m. on Saturday or Sunday morning. So that's Saturday morning, Sunday morning, Monday morning, which is technically Sunday night. Depends if you're still up. That's always a common thing. Like if you're out partying at 2 in the morning on Sunday, it means you're a good partier for Sunday night. It's still technically Sunday night. But if you're waking up Monday, it's 2 a.m. It's Monday morning. So Sunday p.m., Monday a.m. And that's what they're thinking. So, again, this neck of the woods should be looking for possible landfall. We're going to, South Florida impacts first. Skirt. When I say a skirt, it means all these squall lines rolling into Florida as it passes by. All right, let's look at the models and see what we got. Because the models are going to be fed different information. So the models we're expecting. Here's some more Invest 95. These are fresh. These just got posted. There's some more. This is Invest 95 following Fred. We'll talk about that later. All right, so I don't know which one. Let's look at the GFS because let's go to tropical tidbits here. We'll zoom in. Let's show you all of the latest, and then we'll go into like rain bands, winds, timing. And I'm out of seltzer. Or seltzer. I shouldn't be drinking seltzer in the morning. I'm out of Celsius, so it's a double coffee. Morgan, the storm was 400 miles wide yesterday. It's not that big today. We'll look at that in a second. All right, so here's the latest GFS. Regardless of what the track's doing now, the GFS still believes. And the reason these models are still believable is they're looking at conditions like this high pressure system that's strong. They're looking at this weakness coming down. They add all these factors in play. So the modeling at this point, when you're this close out, it's really good because upper air patterns control so much with direction. So when you see consistency with these models, even though we're seeing the possible trick to the west, because that's what the hurricane hunters are finding, the modeling, in fact I posted this morning, these are your latest overnight models and 06Z models on tropical tidbits, shows closer to the coast than what the spaghetti models are showing. So the GFS is showing there, Canadian showing there, Euro showing there, and Icon showing there. So we're kind of in a rough spot right now because the spaghetti models are trending a little bit to the west, but yet the operational models are still saying Florida West Coast. So these might get changed to 12Z. 12Z is around noon time, and we'll get a new run of models at 12Z. And they'll get fed this fresh data from the hurricane hunters too, which is good. So the next 12Z suite of models that come out around noontime, they'll be fed the current hurricane hunter data, which is great. And there you go. What's up, Yohel Diaz? What's going on? So what else we got? Jim Cantori, yep, my boy. Destin should be watching. I would never cancel anything until you really know for sure. All I like to know, well, listen, so I hate to say the M word. My name's Mike, so I can say Michael. But everybody compares stuff like this to Michael. And let me, when we were 3 days out, Michael was down here, and my God, it was huge. It was spinning. Convection was exploding. Had that look, there was nothing impeding it. And the biggest thing with Michael 3 days out, the models. The models were showing 930, 940, 950, 960, 970 millibar going straight up the Gulf. So we're not seeing that with this system. So you can't, even the HWRF has backed off a little bit. So likelihood of a possible hurricane in the Panhandle, yeah. But anything more than a minimal seems very unlikely because of what it's going to do. It's going to come off of Cuba, and it's only going to have a day and a half, let's say, over the Gulf. And it's really hard for a system to really explode when it's dealing with an approaching front. We're going to have shear coming in from the southwest because of this front, partly. So it's not going to have ideal conditions. So, like I said, we're looking at a possible middle to upper road tropical storm. Maybe a little more. The good news, I guess, the trend for today is South Florida. This path here that the HWRF was showing is now becoming less likely. So that's what we can take out of it. The HWRF has actually shifted a little bit to the west now too. So the chances of anything significant hitting South Florida right now seem less than it did yesterday. And we're watching that in real time with the hurricane hunters and just looking at the damn thing. I mean, look, it just doesn't look like it's going northwest. It looks like it's doing a slow movement. And sometimes these things will relocate a center. If this thing relocates a center south, then that'll definitely shift the models a little bit more to the south. But all right, so here's what the latest 6C GFS showed, and it showed weak system coming down toward the Keys, 1003, could be still a tropical storm. This Saturday morning-ish, and it just goes right up the coast, 1002, 1001, 1003, 1001. Then it goes 999, 1004. So anytime you're buffering around 1,000 millibars, typically that's middle of the road tropical storm. And I have a really good scale on my site here that just kind of gives everybody a really, it's not concrete by any means because every storm's a little different, but typically, the old Saffir-Simpson scale, if we had a 994 millibar system, it was a category 1. So when you see upper 900s, typically that's more tropical storm. You need to be in the 980s or lower 990s typically to be a hurricane. All right, so there's GFS. We can zoom in closer with the GFS because this is Tropical Tidbits, by the way, Levi Cohen's site. And I haven't linked on my site. But here's kind of what it could look like. This is the rain map. So obviously, this isn't high resolution, but here's your squall lines potentially late Friday coming in. And, the big blob of rain Saturday morning for South Florida. We keep talking about this time frame of I-4 South. It's good to sound like a broken record because that means things aren't changing. But if you got plans Saturday in Florida, likely if you're I-4 North, you won't have a problem. And this rain obviously will start increasing the further south you go. So Saturday isn't a washout for everybody. This is Saturday midday on the GFS. Then the big rains come. This is Sunday morning. So 12Z, if it does skirt the coast, lots of squalls, lots of action, lots of potential nasty squall lines. 1002 millibar. But again, this is banking on this west coast skirt. The farther this thing goes out, then maybe coastal impacts, but we're going to have a lot less impacts along the east coast. So if you got plans this weekend on the east coast of Florida, you're rooting for this thing to shift a little bit more to the west. If the closer skirt that we got, then obviously the whole state of Florida will be getting something out of this. So this is Sunday morning on the GFS. Just to give you a time frame, this is Sunday night on the GFS, and then here is Monday morning on the GFS. Now, we got an approaching front coming. You can see the front on the radar. This is Saturday. That's going to present a weakness, and our systems shoot the gaps usually and suck up to these weaknesses. So the reason we're showing rain across here is frontal rains, and then eventually you're going to get Fred rains Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday as this probably accelerates and goes on out of here. So no stalling system. That's the good news. No Harvey, no, big rainmaker other than, squally weather. And, like Dennis Phillips says it best, some of these squalls might be no worse than a normal afternoon thunderstorm. We get thunderstorm warnings here in Florida all the time that have 60-mile-an-hour winds. So, I try to keep it real, even though I love the hype, because the more I hype, the more likes I get. Sandy, did you see I opened up your present? Thank you. I like these. These are softer. I can't hurt my... Oh, they make noise, too. Bet you the dogs like them. Look at the little guy here. Look, he's looking at you. Is that Shelly? All right, so that's GFS. Let's look at... let's take a look now at the Canadian. So you got the idea of the skirt. We'll just leave this one up. This is the Canadian. Here's your time frame. Friday night. Getting close. That means, Bahamas, obviously, Friday day. But here's the CMC. It's still got a little more of an eastern track, but here's the big rain Saturday morning, big squall lines, rolling in. Now, another thing to think about too is this. We get this skirt like this. Initially, we're going to see nasty weather late Friday into Saturday with these counterclockwise squall lines. So can't get wrapped up so much on the West Coast as this thing nears South Florida. The southeast Florida will definitely get counterclockwise squall lines into Saturday morning to watch. And this area, with the Gulf Stream, these will fuel, and even with a path like this, you'll get some surprising Saturday, water spouts and possible tornadoes in the morning. So if you got plans Saturday morning or late Friday night, pay attention southeast Florida, because these squalls always surprise everybody, especially over that Gulf Stream. Gulf Stream's hot, and it's extra fuel. So no matter what, nope, there's your. Oh man, I'm bouncing all around. No matter what the path of the storm is, the squall lines will be feeding off this Gulf Stream Saturday, and then once we get up here, they start coming down there. So just think about that. All right, so here's the Canadian model. This is Saturday morning. Let's see what it does. There's that little skirt. This is Saturday afternoon. Big heavy rains. I-4 south. Going into the overnight hours. Going into Sunday morning. And there's Sunday morning. And then Sunday night. There it goes. Then it gets wrapped up in this cold front. So very consistent, right? No hurricane showing yet, so that's good. The icon, I love the icon. Here's late Friday night. There's our little low pressure, 1012, nothing to worry about. Little development as it gets close to the Keys. Here is Saturday morning. It's a little slower now, but there's Saturday morning, noontime-ish. There's big heavy rains. Here comes the icon. This is Sunday morning. There's a skirt. This is later Sunday. And this is going into Monday. Common theme, right? Very consistent. Kind of been the same theme now for about 3 or 4 days, if you think about it. But the important thing to notice, these are only 1,000 millibar systems. There's a little piece of me that gets excited. I used to, want a storm, but I'm just keeping it real. 1,000 millibars with these 3-4 models isn't anything too strong yet. I mean, that's the thing. I say yet, but nothing to get worried about. Surge, living on the coastal areas, yeah. This thing develops into 60-mile-an-hour storm. We're going to start talking about surge. Elsa didn't happen. It did during Eta. Coastal areas always worry about stuff like this. Developing system, lowering pressures, increase the surge chances along with the water itself. So, that would be the number one sneaky surprise would be, of course, 3 to 5 foot surge, possibly, like we saw, if this thing is developing into a 50, 60, 70 mile an hour tropical storm as it passes by. All right, and the icon was there, and then the Euro. This keeps it real. This one doesn't really break down precipitation or anything, but we can still see kind of an idea of where it's at. So it's a little slower too. Here's Saturday overnight. Here's Saturday morning. It'll be somewhere down by the Keys. Here's midday Saturday, and then it kind of strengthens a little bit. 1,006 millibar on late Sunday night. There's that skirt. All right, let's look at the latest HWRF. We just stick on Levi's site because it's free. So here is the latest HWRF, and that was a scary picture. I know. I don't want to show that. So the HWRF always keeps it real, right? Now, the HWRF, here's what you got to think about with the HWRF. See more fishy, Anderson? Yeah, we're going to see more fishy right now. Greg, what's up? One of the BCs. Who's the BCs? Married in the Keys Saturday morning. Oh, God. Greg, I'd be on pins and needles watching this, mainly for rain. Did I say Freddie? It's Fred. Chris Justice still doing insurance claims. All right, well, that is a dog snoring. So let's show you the HWRF. Hey, it's one of our fans of the claims adjuster, but I got to do a shout out. One of our big supporters here. If you live in the South, Frank Dalton and his crew here, make sure you check them out. Coastalclaims.net. If you get any damage from the storm, because my internet slowed down, check them out. They're big supporters of our page, big fans of our page, and I just lost bandwidth, but anyway, there they are, Coastal Claims. Check them out. They will fight for you and get that extra dollar when you need any sort of storm, smoke, wind, tree, hail, any sort of damages. Get you more money to buy a beer. For sure. All right, let's look at the HWRF. So the important note with the HWRF, this is the latest run. This is the 6Z. Look where it's initialized right here. Right? It almost had it on the gap here of Puerto Rico. And that is dog snoring 101. Maybe I should, here, I'm going to take Sarah's spider. I'm going to wake him up. It's very soft. It didn't hurt. There, that'll give us about a minute of no snoring. So this initialization is wrong. If you look at the latest hurricane hunters here, the reality is the storm is here. So the HWRF is expecting it to be here and start to do that. Well, it's right here now. So even the HWRF will have to adjust a little bit. That's why the hurricane hunters are so vital, because they feed this data into the hurricane models, which is incredible, because all it's like they say, data in, data out. You feed it bad data, you get bad data out. You put good data in, and the hurricane hunters measure more than just center. They're measuring humidity levels in the atmosphere, shear in the atmosphere. Humidity levels are incredible because it shows you, ability to intensify or what's ahead. Dry air is not very good for systems. So hurricane hunters start sampling the air way out here. This is what they're looking at. They're looking at all kinds of stuff. They're looking at shear. They're looking at moisture content, humidity, wind patterns. So all that data gets fed in the models. So when we have our 12Z models, this 12Z runs are great, So anyway, the HWRF is showing this regardless. The HWRF is still good on intensity. Here's what it showed, though. Well, it kind of kept it south, so it isn't too far off, honestly. But the HWRF tears it apart. Everybody in the world's saying it. Hispaniola is going to rip her apart, but it's still going to be a tropical wave. It's going to skirt Cuba. And then, look, back to what I said earlier. Land interaction is your friend in the south. If this thing was north of Hispaniola today, which a lot of the models showed yesterday, we would be talking more of an impact for South Florida, but that chance is becoming less and less. Keys, Greg Montgomery, this is unfortunately early morning Saturday. just going to be a crapshoot whether or not they get rain or not. But 1,012 isn't the end of the world. But here's what the HWRF does throughout the day on Saturday. This is Saturday morning, and it does the slow intensification that's very, very possible. You know, any low pressure in the Gulf, when the conditions are right, then it has a chance. So the latest HWRF is definitely keeping it real. You know, 1,000 millibar. This is Saturday night. You know, 999, 997, 995. That, and this is where we could be talking borderline hurricane Sunday morning. So nothing crazy, but still 990 millibar could bring some nasty weather towards the Panhandle. So the HWRF is definitely always keeping it real. This will be Sunday morning. This is Tampa Bay. If you're curious, that's where I live. You know, there's your typical squall lines coming in off of the Gulf of Mexico. Why am I going the wrong way here? All right, this is where I'm going. So this is, you know, throughout the day. This is Saturday. Look at that, squall lines. Definitely the best model to show you what we're talking about with these squall lines. Tropical squall lines spin in counterclockwise, and we'll be pushing through the state. And because we're going to have southwest shear, you know, this adds instability, and we're likely to be under Storm Prediction Center. We'll probably be under yellow, meaning, you know, a chance of storms later Saturday for the south, I-4, and into Sunday overnight for West Central, and parts even into Sunday. But good model. This is a good model map. So it did shift. Important to note, this was the outlier. Now it's kind of in the same line of thinking with this West Coast skirt. So even offshore, you know, still going to be nasty weather. You know, Sunday is a crapshoot. Sunday is your day of not planning in the Florida Peninsula, and then, like I said, landfall would be late Sunday night. Later Sunday. But important to note, like I said before, even with the center here, midday Sunday, you know, you start to have crap start to hit you later throughout the day on Sunday. So anyway, that's the HWRF. Another good hurricane specific model is the HMON. Last year was off and on. The HMON was off and on. And here's what the HMON's showing. HMON is the old GFDL. This is Friday night. So there's your squall lines. This is the peninsula of Florida. So a little bit of development. You know, it's still kind of keeping it like, you know, South Florida. Yeah, keep that in mind. And then it scoots across. There's our skirt. This is Saturday morning, midday. There's a big old squall line. This one's speeding things up a little bit. This is Saturday night. You know, same thing. So really all the models say the same thing. It's just that last bit of possible intensification as it nears a Panhandle landfall. So I think the same thinking, you know, Panhandle definitely watching, and we'll see on that. But we do get a new advisory at 11, which is good. Spaghetti models are definitely pointing towards Panhandle. Very tight. East Coast is out. So confidence is there. Mike's got the big question of the day. Big pool float or little one? Now you want fruity pebbles. Gonna get a little wet. Anything get slow, Fred? No. We got pretty good indication that there's gonna be a front coming down. There it is. So there's a front. This is Saturday. This is Saturday. This is Sunday, and this is Monday. Excuse me. And there's a front. So anytime you get a front, you get a weakness. And we'll fast forward it a little bit. And you can see the front coming down, a little bit of weakness. closer we get, the timing, it just doesn't seem like this thing's going to have any chance of stopping. Not with this front coming down. Anytime we get a front coming down, it pushes high pressures and weakens them. So it doesn't seem like this thing's going to stop. It's going to get pulled up and pulled up with that approaching front. Even if this, look what's behind it. Oh my God, we should talk about that. Maybe we'll take a little break to talk about that. Everybody's focused on PT6 and Fred now. It's what's coming in behind. Almost the exact same path. But no, I don't know. Things are confident. So things are confident. What's up, Chris? Tarp Springs, what's going on? Northeast quadrant, Susie is usually the strongest one. 95L. Well, 95L seems to be following the exact same footsteps as, and 95L is this orange guy. And there's another one on Africa now, but this is 95L, 40% now. Models first teased this last week. What day is today? Wednesday. I bet you Saturday, Sunday last week they were showing this coming across, and it's there. Then, like I said, this is the weekend, so it's going to be near the weekend, somewhere around here. It looks like the upper half is the trend. Upper half islands. Ensemble map definitely still showcasing that possibility. And we'll pick it up here on the Euro. Very confusing, I know, but we go out 5 days. So this is 5 days out on the Euro ensembles. Let me see if I can make this easier for me. 5 days out. Boom. So here's 5 days out. Okay, there's two things to look at. 5 days out is the 16th, which is Monday. And I had a rough morning. The first 3 posts that I posted today, I screwed something up. I screwed the date up on one of them. I had June 06. And then I said brings the nasty stuff to the west side of the storm. And it came out totally wrong. It looked like I was saying the west side. I meant to say the west coast of Florida. So I had to edit that. Oh, and then I uploaded the Puerto Rico radar. And somehow it pulled up yesterday's radar. So I had to edit it real quick because it was showing the storm coming, not going. So it was rough. I told Shelly, I got Walmart's out of water, Angela. Oh, that's more reason to drink beer. What happened to Fred? Fred's still there, Michael. It's just it's still expected to be a 60, 65 mile an hour. Official NHC track has it at 65 miles an hour nearing the Panhandle. So they're expecting strengthening once this thing clears Cuba. Who's getting beer? Mike, you got the best question. Hurricane Hunter beer, man. If you ever, so big storms got Cape Coral, they got Pasco County off Interstate State Road 54. We got Clearwater just south of Bayside Bridge, and they got one over there in the Magic downtown area, and now they got a new one in Ybor. So you can always have some great food and drink Hurricane Hunter on tap. So this is Monday. Look, Monday ensembles. Here's Monday ensembles here. Well, actually, this is Sunday night. OOZ is so tricky. OOZ is more Sunday night. So Sunday PM. Even though it says 16. So there's Sunday PM. So we're watching this next wave, showing up very consistently on these runs. Now don't focus up here. Focus right here. And, looking out 10 days, we got a spread like usual. You got a spread, which is very common 10 days out. But, old school weather nerds will tell you that this Bermuda high sets up and fronts become less and less And once this high pressure decides where to park for the year, that becomes kind of the pattern for the year. So Invest 95 will be the next one to watch. Eric, we are for sure going to have a meet and greet, man. You can bring that Dodge, new Dodge Ram of yours. So that's next week. Weekend, Islands, we're watching possible Invest 95. And let's go to the latest Euro. It was the one I just showed. Now we're going to go to GFS. And the GFS, well, I could have done it on the Euro too. I like the SpaghettiOs. I tend to go more GFS, but now when the Euro's picking it out. But anyway, here's 5 days out. 5 days out. This would be late Sunday. There's some ensembles. There's our ensembles for Fred. And then, of course, we go out 10 days, and then we get a lot more possibilities. So, too far out to be too concerned, obviously, for anything. But if we go to Monday, we'll start to get a few of the isolated spots to watch. And, few of them develop it. Louie. Hey, Hunter. He's a snoring fool today. Come here, buddy. This is Sarah's favorite dog, by the way, Petunia. I try to break up their snoring. So I don't know. It's too early to talk about that one, but it is following the same general path as Fred. And that'll be, it's 40% now. Invest 95. Invest 95's got spaghetti models. Invest 95 is orange. There you go. Always trust spaghetti. And the trend definitely has been the northern part of the islands again. So this is next. This is 95. Invest 95. Why do they call them Invest? I get that question all the time. They start the season with Invest 90. It's just an investigative area that they decide has got potential for tropical development. They call it an Invest, short for investigation. Once we have an Invest, we get spaghetti models. And all these cool maps start to run. Maps like this one here. Custom storm products. I love this page. There you go. There it is. And you can look at, water temperatures and ocean heat content, and divergence and convergence and shear and all kinds of stuff. So we get all that once we get an investigation area. So they go to 90. The next one's 91. Then it's 92, 93. It goes to 99. Then it restarts all over again. Waters are hot. I get that question all the time. Look at this. This is a new one. This one just came out. Getting even hotter, obviously, but that's pretty warm. Anomaly map shows that same thing here, that we're starting to get just a tick above normal, above, Caribbean Gulf, not by much, but it is a little above normal. There you go. What else we got? Somebody made spaghetti, Anna. Awesome. MJO, yeah, we can show that again. MJO, everybody always loves the MJO. Well, man, I just wish I could do a class on it because I'm learning it too. But anyway, green versus orange. Look at this little guy looking at you. Looks like a face. So orange is suppressed. Green is enhanced. And when we're in an enhanced stage, it basically allows for uprising of air. It's been proven that when we're in an enhanced stage of the MJO, the environment is a lot more favorable for thunderstorms to brew upwards. And when you have that environment, it's easier for tropical systems to gain convection, basically. It's just a favorable pattern that creates thunderstorms. It even ignites local thunderstorms. Like last night, you saw it live. We had a lightning thunder display here at home, and the night before, man, we had some crazy thunder that shook the house. Like the windows were rattling. So the MJO basically just allows favorable thunderstorm activity. There's so many other components with a hurricane, like dry air, land interaction, shear, water temperature. So it's not a guarantee that when you have an enhanced stage of this MJO, it just, if everything else lines up, then tropical systems have a better time to ignite. And it travels the globe. It's really wild. Middle season, I don't, during peak season, I've seen it not make a difference. It just seems like it helps early season, off season. You know, like this time, we're still not technically even close to peak season right now. Oh, Dale, what's up, buddy? Second Friday in Oldsmar coming up. Tonight, my mom, check this out. My 81-year-old mom's going to trivia tonight. First time ever. I told her, I said, man, Mom, let's go to trivia because she can answer everything on Jeopardy without even thinking twice. Bob Daly, what's your question, bud? Yeah, Bob, exactly. They basically, honestly, usually 99% of the time, they follow spaghetti models. And they usually will mention specifics, like even though the Euro is, based to the east, the more majority models are going west. So we are, west of the Euro in consensus with the others. We've seen it last year toward the end of the season. They started picking up, talking about the icon more and the HWRF. And, we had a lot of systems that weren't expected to be much, but they always noted, we are on the conservative side of intensification. Note that several ensembles plus the HWRF are showing more. So they talk models. They use the models a lot. And I've shared in my presentations in the past some of that. And it's funny listening to them talk because they, they know a bazillion more than I know, but they also put a lot of trust in the models because the models constantly are getting tweaked and made better. Let's see if I can figure out a way to change my profile here to open up. Oh, man, Google changed their profile pages now. So I don't know if I can get over to my other page right now without signing off. And I don't want to screw everything up. Oh, shit, I just did. Now we can do. Oh, well. And that was not the S word. Oh, man, I lost everything. I lost my chat and everything. I got to reopen it up now. I lost everything. I hit close all tab. I knew it. Who asked me that? You're in trouble. Let's see if I can get my YouTube. Hang on. Let me do this right. I don't want to just end it like that. Let me go to our chat overlay because this is the only way I can see YouTube chat is to open chat. And then I can go reopen Facebook. Hang on. And we love Facebook. Who is not on Facebook a bazillion times a day? I am. We got a new weather page group that we can invite more people. All right, I'm back. That was a quick. Don't ever click that again, Bob. But anyway, if you look at the National Hurricane Center right here, there's a TVCN line. I think it's abbreviated. That's your consensus model. Usually, the consensus model, TVCN, is usually what the NHC goes off of. It's kind of a blend of all models. You can see it right here, the gray one. So typically, they take a blend of the models that they choose to use. And a lot of times, they'll throw out an outlier. Like this little yellow box one is, I don't even know what the hell that one is. But they'll show that one out. And then I think we got it on Levi's site too. Yeah, he's got it too. There's the gray lines. So usually they go by the consensus models, but their cone has a track error that they typically will use regardless, based on history. So every year, the goal is that they reduce the day 4, day 5 track error. And I think this year it might have dropped 15, 20 miles. It narrowed. So the day 4, day 5 cone, a lot of that goes off of history with performance. And their goal is to tighten up the track cones. And that's the big changes that you read about in the off season, are changes to the cone. And like I said, I think this year it was 20 miles. They might have narrowed it. And they remind everybody that day 4 and 5, the track errors, 200 miles or something. Sometimes they tell you, I don't even know half the time. Sometimes they warn you about the track. Well, there it is right here. So it says, again, users are advised that day 4 and day 5 track errors are usually 175 and 200 miles respectively. So they're kind of telling you that day 4 and day 5 track errors are almost 200 miles wrong on average. So the day three charts are definitely almost golden. And they stress the importance of the cone. Obviously, the cone is where the storm can go, the center line, and it makes sense to talk about that. But the cone is anywhere the center goes. So when you see NHC performance, on tracks, it's not that they got the exact line right. It's that basically, the line can go anywhere, and that's highly, probable. At least on day 3, the center line can go there. So 11 o'clock we'll get a new cone. Might get adjusted a little bit. We'll see. But right now, nothing to stress about. We're not seeing any immediate. It's it's the Panhandle that should be watching for sure, as this thing has a day or so over water. Because we could have some last second strengthening as this thing increases, heads that way Sunday. And there has been 2 models that predicted sub 1,000 millibar to watch. So, Sherry, you missed it. 9:19 every day. Exactly, Bob. I believe the NHC always starts out conservative. This with this much land interaction, though, it's a good point, because it's tough for a system to develop bouncing off of Cuba. Who got spanked? Yeah, and if you ever get confused, if you go to the Facebook page, I don't even know if anybody reads this, because I must have seen this week a bazillion times. Why don't you do lives anymore? I'm like, don't know. We've been live every day. Because of the bus. That's the biggest story. Hey, Joe, the HWRF latest has it hit the Panhandle as a sub 1,000 developing system. Because of school bus. It used to be 9. School bus comes at 9:06. Today it came at 9:20 something. So, all right. That's that. Real quick, too, before I forget, because we got a lot of new people, we got an exciting cruise coming up. We only got about 20 days left before the cabins get released back into the general public. So if you're thinking about it, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's March, 7 days, brand new ship. Got a lot of activities planned with our MWP family, and I'm super duper excited about it. We're going to have a special award if you find Mike passed out in a chair on the Lido deck at 3 in the morning. Furman, we can do like a free generator or something. If you find Mike passed out, you can get a free generator. So, but seriously, as we get closer, but check it out. Sean is our travel dude. He'll run you through all the options. There's refundable cabin options if you're worried about that, all the way to December. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And like I said, we're going to have get-togethers, cocktail parties. I might have to wear shoes one night. Nah, I ain't bringing shoes. I think last cruise I didn't even bring a pair of shoes. Funny story last time. James Van Fleet is an ex met here in the area, and he's been a fan of the page. Now he's the chief meteorologist for Royal Caribbean, and I love him. I follow him on Twitter. He's a really good guy. He invited us up to meet the captain. So we were at Coco Cay, and true story. So we spent a day at Coco Cay. It's a great day at Coco Cay, whatever they say. And we got pulled coming in the ship. Like the phone rang. He's here. Pull him aside. I'm like, oh my God, what just happened? So some dude in security pulled me aside. This is so funny. It's all coming back to me now. Pulled me aside and got on the phone. And it was some director guy, and bottom line, James Van Fleet knew that we were there, and he had it arranged to us meet the captain, the family. And we had like 15, 20 minutes to get ready. And I had flip-flops on. It's so funny. So we go up to the cabin, and the night before, I was a drunk donkey. It was the dress-up night, and I had shoes then. And these shoes were so old, I had to fix them with shoe goo. It's a standing joke that the flapper broke on the backside. And I fixed them for the cruise. I'm like, I'm only going to wear them one time. So I shoe gooed them. Well, that night coming home on the ship, when I was pulling off my clothes, guys, can you relate in the middle of the night when you're trying to take your shoes off? You use your other shoe to like grab the heel. And I'm like fumbling around. It's dark and I'm trying to get the... my shoe off, and I snagged the heel, and the freaking whole heel came off. And I'm like, screw it. And I threw them in the garbage, and I'm like, I'll never wear these again. Well, then we got the invitation to meet the captain. I'm like, oh crap. I had no shoes. So I'm like, I'm trying to, I told Julia, maybe I could tie him with a washcloth. I'm like, maybe there's a tie strap, or maybe I could put bubble gum or something. So long story short, I ended up wearing, I had to wear flip-flops. So that was, that was a great memory. So I had flip-flops on. Oh well. But that's it. I talked all weather, man. Shoe goo barely works. I use it for everything else, though. It is the savior of the... If you ever buy a camper, you only need 3 things. Duct tape, wire ties, and shoe goo. And you can fix anything. We had an old garbage disposal in Holiday. For some reason, it blew out a hole. I took a freaking cork. I dremeled out the hole to be nice and round. Put a bunch of shoe goo in there, hammered in this cork. Instead of buying a new, I could have just bought a new dishwasher or disposal, but hammered in this cork, the damn thing lasted like 5 years. So, go Red Sox, Doug. Sorry, buddy. What's up, Trent Hogg? Gorilla Glues. Yeah, I think that was before Gorilla Glue. But it's funny, so I joke with James Van Fleet. He does these professional videos for the cruise lines because he's a chief met and he wears a suit and tie, and apparently he wears shorts because the camera only shows his front half. So I saw a picture of him one time. He had a suit on, a dress shirt, and he was wearing Bermuda shorts and flip-flops. So I'm like, yeah, I'm just the same dude. So anyway, all right, Fruity Pebbles. All right, well, that's it. I rambled on enough. All right, so bottom line is this. We got a lot of watch and wait and see today. There's really nothing brewing to worry about. We don't know what this thing's going to do. It doesn't look that great structure-wise. It might be going a little more west than it's supposed to. So I'm not going to hype it up. That's for sure. It did look good yesterday. I will say that. I thought for sure this thing was going to explode, but it didn't. Had a little dry air from the south, and just never, we haven't seen pressure drop this season. That's the weird thing. Elsa's pressure never really dropped. You got to have pressure drops in order for this thing to develop, and right now we're not seeing a pressure drop. So, 1007 isn't anything to stress about. But, again, who should be watching close? Well, then I'll end it with this. So, any wiggle to the north obviously would put greater impacts to the south. A little less chance today of a direct hit on anything too strong with all this land interaction. That's a lot of land interaction. But definitely still watching, development out here in the Gulf as this thing, moves up to the north. And like I showed, radar-wise, regardless of this kind of path, initially Friday and Saturday morning, you're going to get a lot of squall lines rolling in off of the Gulf Stream. And then as this thing cruises up, we're going to see developing bands throughout the day, Saturday, and definitely Sunday. So, still potential. This thing tricks to the west, though, more and more. Then this side of the state is going to get a little less. So, still Florida West Coast is going to see something out of this regardless. And then the Panhandle. Panhandle, the ones that could see minimal hurricane, upper level tropical storm. So that's where we're at today. No big changes, I guess, on strength or anything like that. Just we'll see tomorrow morning. This thing will be clearing Hispaniola today. By tomorrow morning, it should be on the other side, and we'll see what's left. Wasn't there a Doors song, "Break On Through to the Other Side"? Break on through to the other side. Cool. All right, so that's it. Today's hump day. Have a great day. I'll be updating the website. I got a lot of, remember our website is where you can get 99% of the data you need. It's always fresh. I got this Twitter list here that you can follow other Mets and my favorite peeps, including Bobby just popped up. There she is. Bobby's sandwiched between AccuWeather and Reed Timmer. That's some sort of a weather fantasy. But you can read more weather by reading the latest weather tweets right on my page. And you get a lot of good stuff on there too. So it's definitely, try to keep it a one-stop shop for weather. A lot of you might not even know this. Joe Bastardi goes really in depth with weather prediction center. Talking about a lot of storms up north today again. I'm kind of focused on, look at that, Joe Bastardi. Euro is talking 3 storms in the next 15 days. So this is what the current Euro thinking is. This is Fred, 95, and then possibly the one coming off of Africa now. But it's a good tool. I like it. I'm just looking at it now because I forget it's on here sometimes. All this stuff. I'm just scrolling on that window. I also have that on the app too. The app is got that on there too. Let me see what it looks like on the app. I haven't been on my app other than tropic stuff for a long time. I spent a lot of time updating this thing too. We have a lot of fans that love it. But you go to it, there's, Fred, Invest 95, you click Fred, and then there's all your important links. Real simple. You don't have to look around for it. You can watch the daily brew on it. There's the brew. You can watch it live. We're live right now, so we're streaming. Tape delayed, but I gotta hit the play button. See? I haven't been on my app other than tropic stuff for a long time. So it's live. That was a few seconds ago. If you missed something I said, you can go on the app and get instant replay. But the Twitter feed, here it is, Twitter weather feed. Let's see what it looks like. Twitter feed. It's opening. Trying to. don't like it. I have to log in. Good thing I went on it. I just got a notice yesterday is why I'm looking at it, because Twitter changed their API settings. That's kind of what I was looking at. Good. So there's a note. Got to do that. Fix the Twitter feed. But anyway, all right. So we'll be live. I'll be doing a little video later. Maybe we'll go live tonight early again to catch everybody up to date on the afternoon stuff. So there you go. Have a great day, and be safe out there. Dominican Republic's we got a lot of folks down there dealing with rain and flooding right now, and hopefully it's not that bad. It doesn't look like it's too awfully bad right now. But up north, we got storms today. Look at that. More storms up north. They have been getting rocked. Good tornado chance today. Big wind threat today. Lots of stormy weather again. We showed that yesterday, but and then tomorrow it flattens out a little bit. We can look at some rain totals for fun if you want. Let's look at the official rain forecasts first, and then we will look at Euro and GFS. So let's look at Florida first with an F, and we'll look at daily rainfall totals. All right, so here is Thursday into Friday morning. Obviously nothing quite yet. So here is rainfall from Friday morning to Saturday morning, and you can see the concentration obviously across the south. This is somewhat an official rain map, WPC. But there's your big totals, a couple inches. And then we go to Saturday rains to Sunday morning rains. This is Saturday morning to Sunday. And again, look, I-4, I hit that damn button. But I-4, this corridor south, for Saturday. Now, some of these rains, the reason they're above I-4, this is your rain map from Saturday 7, 8 in the morning to Sunday 8 in the morning. So some of these rains be creeping in later Saturday night. So again, like anybody with plans Saturday, it doesn't look like a complete washout quite yet. And then your rains for Sunday morning to Monday morning, the whole peninsula is in play, and we start to creep into the panhandle. So Sunday is a big question mark, but everybody's in play on Sunday. And then on Monday to Tuesday, obviously, we carry over to potential landfall. And let's look at the Euro. I like to look at that too. So let's look at Florida and look at 24-hour rainfall totals. So here's what the Euro's predicting as we creep into Friday. Here's Friday morning, so we start to see signs Friday night are approaching the system. This is Saturday morning. Got a few pockets of big stuff on the coastal areas. This is Saturday night totals. And then we start getting into Sunday morning totals, and then Sunday night, and then there's Sunday night. So those are pretty hefty totals from the Euro. We could potentially see, a few pockets, 6, 7, 8 inches of rain. This is rainfall totals through Monday. There's the rain math. All right, then we'll look at GFS real quick. The GFS rainfall totals through Tuesday, obviously way heavy down south. This is based on that east track that we saw at 6Z. If this thing shifts to the west a little bit, then it won't be so heavy on the east coast. But there's some pockets of 10 inches of rain. And then let's break it down daily. Daily rains are easier to look at sometimes. So here's your, GFS is a tick slower. Here's Saturday morning The heavy stuff starts to roll in Saturday morning. And this is through Saturday afternoon, the heavy stuff. Sunday morning. So GFS predicting the heaviest rains I-4 south through Saturday. There's pretty hefty totals through Saturday, and then Sunday rains pretty much any place, anywhere, and then we go to our potential landfall Sunday night into Monday for up north. So pretty clear. Nothing to stress about yet. The worst case scenario is the HWRF. HWRF ticked a little bit to the west, but the HWRF is still predicting that this thing is going to blossom out in the Gulf and potentially work itself up to a little something as it makes landfall. So, if you want the worst case scenario, there it is. The HWRF is looking at a 992 pressured system, 990. That could be arguably low-end hurricane. And the NHC is saying 65 miles an hour right here. So, 65 to 75, 10 miles an hour difference. But again, no models showing major hurricane. That's the important thing to note. Right? 990 right there. That's the worst case scenario. Hyper. Hey, Jerry, what's up? Yep, big thanks to Shelly. She's always been there. The new forum, Greg, I don't know. I'll send you an invite. That's something I'm just playing with. I don't know if it'll take off or not. But I bought the domain name hurricanechat.com, and maybe some old schooler forum people might like it better. It looks kind of like the old Weather Underground a little bit, where you have topics. And just going to slowly introduce that and see if it likes it or not. So 95 models, yeah, we showed them Matthew a bunch, but they're on the site, they're in the app. Here they are. There's the latest, kind of following in Freddie's footsteps. We'll see. So, hello from Asteria, Florida. What's up? Hey, we love softball too, Gio. That's the name of... Man, he's really snoring. I hope that doesn't bother anybody. Hunter! Does the trick every time. Where the heck's Orange Beach? Will Farlow. I don't even know Orange Beach. Where the heck's that at? I feel bad. We usually do this one time during... is that Alabama? You talking about Alabama? You're talking about Alabama. Sweet home Alabama. You're probably a little too far to the west. You're not going to get much. If you do, it'll be later Sunday night. So... This thing, if it tracked, if we get some crazy reestablishment of center, which we're not. There's a 12Z kind of predicted it right. So models are very confident of this high pressure steering. So you're probably a little bit to the west to not get much at all. So. And if you did, it'd be later Sunday. Fort Walton Beach, Sharon. Cool to see you. Hunter is exhausted, Carol. Yep. Roses in Bradenton. That's where I was born. Manatee Memorial, right there on Manatee River, right by the Green Bridge. Hunter. He flaps his little nose around. Cape San Block. Where the heck is that? All right, let's do another geography class. Cape San, I don't even know. So I'm learning now. Where the heck's that at? Gulf County, Florida. Little tip there. It looks like a good spot. When are you going to be there? Sunday through next week. Well, yeah, we'll get a little interesting Sunday night. You might be having an indoor party on Sunday night. But anyway, all right. Cool. So I don't know about tonight. what we're going to be talking about. If the system looks gnarly and tore up, there really might not be anything but speculation to talk about. And so we'll see. But for sure tomorrow morning, 9:19, always. Tomorrow might be interesting. We might be waiting on the bus. I wonder if ZZ Top song, Waiting on the Bus. ZZ Top, Waiting on the Bus. I think there's a Waiting on the Bus song. Remember Waiting on the Bus? Wasn't that a ZZ Top song? Waiting on the Bus. Jesus Just Left Chicago. Oh, yeah. I love that song. It's like that 2-part song. Man, that's a good picture right there, too. I don't know what they're eating. So tomorrow we're going to be waiting for the bus. But we're tracking Invest 95 to season is just getting started. Somebody wanted me to share this earlier. They messaged me. But here's where we're at right now, basically. We're not, what month is it now? Is it August? So we are August, not even here. What the hell? Are we in August? We're in August. August. So we're right here. Right now. Right there is where we're at. See if I can do it right. We are here. I'm trying to do it nice and pretty. We are here. Look at that. Professional. Doesn't mean, I know, but, typically things get going, obviously, here. And this, and unfortunately it lasts till toward the end of October. And we are expected to be in a possible La Nina. If we are in La Nina, then hurricane activity can be a little bit more possible. So here's the current outlook, and blue is the percentages of possible La Nina. And as you go, oh man, I almost had the perfect arrow and I messed it up. This is September, October, November. So September here, and then October, November. So, that's why a lot of these late season storms we saw last year in, some of Florida in the southeast's most memorable storms, unfortunately, have been in October. That's why they're keeping their hurricane outlook above averages. Pretty much CSU, NOAA, as in the last week, keeping their hurricane outlooks the same, and that's because of La Nina. La Nina promotes stronger chance of Atlantic hurricane season because of less shear, basically. So we're not even in September yet. September, it starts to increase the chances of La Nina. So I suspect we're going to be busy for a while. That's the way it goes. Cool. All right. Well, I rambled on a long time. Holy crap. 11 o'clock's coming out. Should we wait for it? Nah, I don't want to wait. I got to get ready to put it online and stuff. Nah. I gotta get some stuff updated. So anyway, the new advisory comes out about 15 minutes. Go pee, make a coffee, and wait for the 11 o'clock advisory. Read the discussion. It's always fun to read a discussion and see what they got to say. Right. Cool. All right. We'll see you guys tomorrow. And not like Garth Brooks says, what if tomorrow never comes? It is going to come. Well, we have tomorrow coming. I promise. And I will give everybody the update on Mom's first ever trivia night. 81-year-old. She's going to knock it out of the park. Home run. Maybe I'll go live tonight. That'd be fun. See you guys. Bye.